Welcome to the Sports Scouting Report podcast with Lee Brecheen.
Hey everyone, you're listening to the Sports Scouting Report. I'm Lee Brecheen, your host. Jace LeJeune's our co-host today. Look, Monday's show, before I forget, will be Rose Pines' Brad Ducote, head football coach. I think you're going to enjoy that. And by the way, Ethan Fry, who is one of the top baseball prospects for the MLB draft. I don't want to make LSU fans nervous. He signed with LSU. He's going to be enrolling next year for LSU as a catcher. 6'5", 225, can hit 500-foot home runs. You'll hear that in the interview. It's not me saying it. It's Coach Ducote and Ethan. This kid is incredible, and he wants to go to college. So catch that interview on Monday. Brad Ducote, Rose Pine High School, and Ethan Fry, one of the top baseball prospects in the country, a catcher. They need a catcher. And today's show, it's just a miscellaneous show. I want to talk about Jace and me. We're going to talk about the NFL draft. 16 Louisiana natives drafted. LSU had 10 draft picks. The second most players ever drafted by LSU, and nobody even was thinking that before the draft.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
They couldn't even beat Kansas State. Kansas State, well, most of those guys didn't play against Kansas State.
That was the thing. But it's incredible. The whole program, looking at the whole LSU football history, this was the second most players that were drafted in a single class. You wouldn't think that based on the last 2 years LSU had.
Coaching. And 13
So it comes to show you recruiting's not really the problem.
Nope.
Yep, coaching could be.
And just the culture.
Yeah.
Kelly has straightened that out, I believe, in a short time. I think I've seen that. I can see it with the kids.
Oh, yeah.
And
night and day. It is night and day.
We're going to talk about LSU picking up a big basketball transfer. I think's going to put LSU legitimately in contention to continue this thing. And, there's not going to be an off year because they just picked up an NBA power forward from Murray State.
Yep.
We're going to talk about some LSU walk-ons they're getting. Kelly's big on walk-ons. So I'm going to talk about that, Jace. We're going to talk about how walk-ons are now, or you can get better walk-ons because of the NIL money.
Yep.
And I want to talk about that.
And walk-ons play a huge impact still.
And you need better walk-ons, but if you want to land them as a big school, you get them some NIL money, they enroll.
I mean, look what Jack Mashburn did last year as a walk-on. So, walk-ons still play a role, especially in this age of college football with the transfer portal and NIL. They actually make a lot more difference now.
And on that note, we're going to squeeze all this in 20 minutes. On that note, I'm going to talk about NIL's about to crack down on – they're going to have a rule finally. A rule. There's finally going to be a rule from the NCAA. I think it's going through our government for boosters not being involved in the money process, which I think is going to be a great thing.
Yeah.
Because Texas A&M, most of that money was boosters.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And so it'll be even playing field for even LSU if you can't put up $100 and $200 million for that, which LSU can't.
I mean, it's the businesses that need to do it, not boosters. Not the boosters, because that's saying a lot about the sport being. You can say not college, not college wise. It's turned more into a profession.
Well, I think from listening to Crowd Push, our guy with Crowd Push that came on a couple of weeks ago, I think it's all about the fans just giving a certain amount of money a year times 90,000 fans, and you raise your money for the whole program. I mean, just bam, knock it out that way. Keep the businesses out of it. And if you want money for the school, go to the business. But you can't double dip, And all right, so I'm gonna get started. We're gonna be like Speedy, like the cartoon character.
Speedy Gonzalez
today. Yeah. So first thing, and we'll get the NFL draft with Jace. 2 new walk-ons. Now walk-ons are not liable till they enroll in August.
Mm-hmm.
So all this is like handshakes.
Sure.
But LSU got a quarterback out of Memphis, Tennessee that was All-State 3 times, 6'4", 190. We'll see if he shows up in August.
Mm-hmm.
MJ Frazier committed to LSU last night. He's the brother of Miles Frazier, no line.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
MJ is 6'5", 250. Was at a 1AA college. Did not catch a lot of balls, but he's a walk-on.
Mm-hmm.
Not a bad walk-on for
no.
6'5", 250.
No, indeed. He's not your average walk-on.
No. And then last night, LSU got a commitment from a kid from San Antonio, Texas, a running back who not Malachi Dupree, but Malachi Lane, running back. All-district linebacker, had 148 tackles last year at, get this, Jay, Smithson Valley High School in San Antonio. And he came in for the spring game just to visit. He's going to enroll. He's 5'10", about 205. And here's what I'm thinking. I'm guessing this. So Coach Frank Wilson, who's a running backs coach, was at San Antonio for a long time, UT San Antonio. I'm thinking he pulled him in.
Yeah, I'm sure that was definitely a Frank Wilson connection. And I'm sure looking at what Josh Williams is doing, because he was a former walk-on, and say, hey, I mean, it doesn't really matter. I mean, if you're one of the best, you can have some playing time. We don't care you're a 5-star or what, or a 1-star. If you show me what you got, I mean, you can have a chance to play on the field just like Josh has been able to prove himself.
Quality walk-ons, because we got some great running backs just here in Baton Rouge that could walk on. Getting one out of state's pretty good.
Yep.
Before we take a break, I want to thank Medine's Collision Center. Thank Chris and Dominica Medine. Give them a call at 225-357-7983 for any body work you need on your truck or car or company trucks or personal vehicle. They're your accident advisors, Baton Rouge Accident Advisors. Again, 357-7983, local 225. Be sure to call them. They're great people. Since the 1960s, they've been in business. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we can continue to go as fast as we can. Even though I'm an hour, I'm a minute over in this segment, but we're going to make it work from here on out. We'll be right back. Listen, whatever you're driving right now, Tommy Harvey wants it. Bring it in to Harvey Subaru, Lexus of Shreveport, Bossier City, or John Harvey Toyota. They're paying big bucks for all trades right now. They'll cut you a check right there. Tell them Lee sent you. Welcome back. You're listening to the Sports Scouting Report. I want to thank another sponsor before we talk about more stuff. Gross Savon Lodge, the true sportsman's paradise. Fresh and saltwater fishing, alligator hunting, waterfowl hunting, eco tours. Located south of Lake Charles, Louisiana. Give them a call at 337-598-2357. Book a trip. Trust me, you'll never have a fishing trip like this place. I'm actually can't wait to go back. When I get a day off, which is never going to happen, Jace, I got to go back for a couple of days. It's incredible. Give them a call. Gross Savon Lodge, the true sportsman's paradise. Continuing on before we get to the NFL draft, LSU picked up a potential first-round pick power forward, KJ Williams, 6'10", 245, can shoot mid-range jumpers, can, get this, Jace, rebound.
Yeah.
He can block shots. He can move like a small forward. He was the player of the year.
Yeah, in the OVC, yep.
And 3 times all-conference. He could have been a early second-round pick if he went in the draft this year, NBA. Decided to leave Murray State, join his coach, Coach Matt McMahon. I mean, oh, my gosh. This is a big one. KJ Williams could have went to North Carolina. He could have went to Kansas. He could have went to Kentucky.
Yeah. I mean, that's really big. If you I'm sure the pitch with Coach McMahon brought him here to Baton Rouge, and really a couple other guys from Murray State too. And a big reason, even though that we know the sanctions are coming, that's just what it is. But we know that that's not the only thing they're looking at, because guys like KJ Williams, I'm sure NBA scouts want to see what he does with some of the best in the SEC. So that pitch was something I'm sure Coach McMahon brought to KJ to come down here and see what he can do against the best of the best in the SEC.
But here's my thoughts. I don't think it's going to be as bad as people think, Jace. They lost their whole roster.
Yeah.
To me, that's the death penalty already. If your whole team left, okay? How more do you want to damage a program, okay? McMahon came in, and he replaced the whole roster with, like, great kids, that can play. He's 2 away from having a phenomenal roster. And Adam Miller, if he comes back, who set out from Illinois, man, this is going to be a talented squad. But my opinion here, the NCAA should show a little mercy because the whole team left. And for 4 years, they've talked about this in the media, pounding away. LSU did this,
and that's why they're coming up with the new rule on the NCAA. Like they're calling the Will Wade rule, because you shouldn't punish this new coaching staff and you shouldn't punish these kids because they were never a part of what happened.
I don't think it's going to be as bad as people think, because LSU's already paid the price. Mm-hmm. They've already Will Wade lost all kind of recruits after that started. He had to go redo his team every year. People forget about that.
Well, even though basketball is easier to, rebound from something like this, unlike football, or something like the death penalty, like what happened to SMU, they've really struggled ever since to rebound after that. What happened to Pony Express and all that. But basketball, you just need 3 or 4 guys to come back, the right guys to come back to the program, and really Coach McMahon and the rest of the coaching staff's done a really good job considering what they really stepped into by the time he took over that coaching role.
And they just signed a top 50 guy to DeMatha, Maryland, who's a 6'7" forward, top, some say 35th best player in the country. The week before, they got the 75th plus 6'9" kid out of California. They got 2 phenomenal guards out of Murray State that he coached. Picked up another big-time transfer from another school as another guard. If this kid comes back, man. We're going to take a break. And by the way, KJ Williams is from Mississippi.
Yep.
Cleveland, Mississippi. So he's a Mississippi kid, not a Kentucky kid that went to Murray State. And look.
All these guys want to play in the SEC.
McMahon, get this. KJ Williams was a 1-star coming out of high school. You think he knows talent?
Look at John Morant.
That's what I'm saying. And then KJ Williams was a 1-star, and he can develop talent. Mm-hmm. We're gonna come back. You listen to the Sports Scouting Report. We'll be right back. If you need a paint job or repairs to your vehicle, go see Madine's Collision Center, located in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, on Kincaid Avenue. The number to call is 357-7983. That's 357-7983. Your Baton Rouge Accident Advisors. Welcome back again before we get to the NFL draft. Gage, I want to recognize Gage, has served Louisiana for over 40 years. Let Gage create a custom-tailored solution for your business and become your partner in technology. Give them a call today at 225-753-4243 and help your business get better connected with Gage. Great people.
Yeah, I got to give a shout out to Greg Wood. His son is still in the playoffs right now in baseball for St. Michael's. So
go St. Michael's.
Yeah, go Warriors.
Man. Warriors beat a good Evangel Christian team.
Yeah, they did.
At Evangel, Jace.
Yeah.
And they beat St. Thomas More last year.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Which was big.
Yep. I'm trying to think. I think they got Vermilion. No, I think they got Vanderbilt Catholic. That's what I got.
Yep. In Houma.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep.
So they're getting close, too, to try to get to a state title game.
Yep.
As well. So we talked about walk-ons. We talked about the basketball team. Oh, by the way, it's May 6th, and Baker Mayfield's still a quarterback with Cleveland Browns.
Yeah, we've heard all kinds of rumors that he would go to Carolina and Seattle. And, I mean, at this point, he might just be stuck in Cleveland at this point.
Baker Mayfield, sadly, might be out of the league soon because nobody wants him.
Hey, I'm sure the USFL can handle a big name to come to or the XFL when Dwayne Johnson comes back. So
will he still get
be a star there?
Will Baker still be in all these commercials?
Probably. He's probably not going to get any more progressive deals after this offseason. Yeah, especially
I got to
stay at home with Baker Mayfield.
The stadium thing was fun at first.
Yeah, it was. I like those commercials. They're pretty funny. They're pretty funny.
Eating in the stands, and his teammates are bringing him food. And
I think they should do a commercial with him moving out the stadium, like when he does leave, and he's handing the keys to Deshaun Watson. I think that would be funny.
Maybe he's in the medical tent living or something. Right?
Yeah.
So Baker Mayfield's still a Brown. Most people don't even know that. I didn't. I looked over there and like, dang, he's still a Brown.
Because Carolina didn't want him, and then I thought maybe Seattle, and then Seattle, they drafted the quarterback. So I mean, I don't know where he ends up going now.
So I'm going to say
there was even talks with the Saints at one point.
Right. Yeah. And I don't think Baker is like a lot of guys. I'm going to go ahead and say it. He's been in the league 4 years.
Mm-hmm.
It just didn't transfer. I mean, he was a great college quarterback, like our guy at Texas A&M.
And really, for the Browns, you looked at their quarterbacks the last 20. He's actually been the best one they've had, considering the last 25 years, and they're going through graveyard of quarterbacks.
But he's like Johnny Manziel. It's just not transferring over. I mean,
he hasn't taken that next step. Remember when they made it all the way to the AFC Championship game, and you thought the next year that was when he would take the next step with Odell and Jarvis.
This is a different talented Browns team. This is a team with talent.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Chubb at running back is phenomenal.
Right.
I mean, they had Jarvis and Beckham. They got a great tight end. They got a really good O-line.
The backup running back's Kareem Hunt.
and, you got Garrett from A&M at DN.
Miles Garrett,
yeah. Clowney. I mean, you got a heck of a defense. Grant Delpit's coming up over there. Greedy's still on the team, believe it or not.
Yeah, they got a good O-line. I mean, they have all the tools. They have all the talent.
And he, I mean, it's just you want to see. But, the guy's made $10 million. He's going to be okay. I mean, he's going to be fine. And
he's making a lot off those commercials, too. So he'll be fine.
We're going to take a break, and we're on time. We got 5 minutes left. We're going to talk about the Louisiana natives that were drafted and LSU players that were drafted. We got about 5.5 minutes left. We'll be right back. Be sure to take your car and truck for all your tire needs to Treads and Care Tire Company located in Central. The number to call is 331-8144. Family owned and operated since 1971. That's Treads and Care Tire Company. Welcome back. I want to thank another sponsor, our first sponsor, and somebody that I appreciate them giving us the opportunity to have this podcast. Because without John Harvey Toyota, I wouldn't have a podcast. He came in with me in the beginning, and I wanted to tell you, just take a minute to tell you about Harvey Autos. If you need a new or used car, there's 3 great dealerships right here worth checking out. John Harvey Toyota, Harvey Subaru, and Lexus of Shreveport, Bossier City. They're 2 different cities. People don't realize that. And low prices, honest people. Tell them Lee sent you. It's John Harvey Toyota. Give them a call, man. They're great people. They support high school, college sports. Finally, the NFL draft, my 33rd draft to watch.
Okay.
I don't miss a draft. I love the draft. Might be longer than that. I started watching in 82.
Yeah, I mean, ever since, I think the first year they televised it was like 82, 83. Yeah. So that was like the that was the Marino year. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So, yeah.
Tony Eason, who was a bomb from Illinois. I mean, that was the quarterback draft. And then my thoughts on it real quick, Jay. So I want to get your thoughts.
Yeah.
But 10 LSU players, actually shocked a couple went. And I'm happy for him. I'm happy for Andre Anthony getting drafted.
Yep.
For getting a car.
Yep. The whole list really quick. Derek Stingley obviously was going to be. I was surprised he was the 3rd overall. I mean, I thought he would go like 6 or 7.
Just needs to stay healthy.
Yep. Ed Ingram was the 2nd guy
Not
picked.
surprised.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Been pumping him for a while.
The Vikings, that went the 2nd round.
DeSoto, Texas native.
Cordell Flott was the 3rd by the Giants.
Our Saraland, Alabama native.
Yep. Cordell Flott. And then TDP, Tyron Davis-Price. How about the 49ers backfield? All Louisiana guys. You have him and Elijah Mitchell. So
I think the 49ers are high-fiving and going, I can't believe we got this guy, because he's a first-round pick, I think. Yeah, I think he's a first-round pick. Ty Davis is going to be great in that offense. Who's going to be the quarterback in San Fran? Is it going to be our New England Patriots guy who can't win the big game? Or is it going to be our guy from North Dakota State who's going in the year 2? We'll see.
Yeah, definitely. And then for his LSU guys, Cade York getting drafted, the first LSU kicker, I believe, that got drafted.
Yeah. Cade's going to be a Brown.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And they cut 2 kickers the day they drafted him. Cade is going to be actually, it's going to be like a kicker you start for LSU. Now kickers are going to go, I want to be Cade, so LSU's going to be getting some.
I'm surprised Cole Tracy's never got an opportunity with the NFL.
Couldn't kick off.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You couldn't hit the end zone on kickoffs.
Mm-hmm. Yep. At least be a field goal specialist or something.
Well,
I mean,
they like the same guy doing it.
The same guy doing it both. Yeah. Right. Neil Farrell got drafted by the Raiders.
I love Neil.
He had a great year last year. He really did.
Neil's from Mobile, Alabama.
The Alabama game is he played really good in the Alabama game.
He's got talent. I think he's going to be a great player in the NFL.
Probably the steal of the draft has to be Damone Clark going to the 5th round That has to be a bit for the Cowboys.
He has his surgery I think he was having, and it's so dumb. I mean, your kid has a bam, it drops you. But, the Dallas gave Lyle Collins first-round money and didn't draft him. Remember that?
Yep.
So now they're getting Damone, 5th round, probably give him 3rd round money.
Yeah, he was going to be probably a early second round guy.
Yeah, maybe late first.
Maybe late first if it wasn't for that.
Second linebacker that they've drafted from LSU, North Dakota State linebacker.
Yeah, Jabril Cox. Yep.
So they have 2 LSU linebackers that might be starting together real soon.
Yep, and then the 6th round, Austin Deckles, who played for LSU for a decade for the Texans.
I'm happy for Austin, old Mamu native, but played in Houston, Texas.
Yep, he gets to join Derek Stingley in Houston.
He's got that Oakland Raiders hair from the old days.
Yeah, he's a throwback guy. Yeah.
Before you were born, a lot of listeners will remember this John Matuzak and Lyle Lozano.
Yeah, they were pretty out there, huh? Yeah, pretty crazy.
So Austin has that look.
Like a WWE.
There you go. Like a guy that would fight I don't know, any of these, big wrestlers out there.
Yeah, he's definitely like a WWE guy image for him. And then Chasen Hines was drafted in the 6th round.
Chasen, that was shocking me. And I'm happy for him. Marshall High School, Texas kid. And here's the deal. 3 kids from Texas, O-linemen from LSU drafted.
Yep.
3 Texas O-linemen.
How about that? And then you mentioned Andre Anthony. I was happy for Andre. They got drafted.
Ed Nakar, he's a steal. Now, if Andre can stay healthy, he's a stud.
Yep. And then here are the other Louisiana connections here. 2nd round for Darian Mathis to Washington Commanders. How many Alabama defensive linemen are playing with Washington?
And that hurts LSU fans. Went to Neville High School. He was a good player for them.
Yep. So that was 2nd round. Here's another one that hurts. Probably hurts even more. Christian Harris, because he came from right in Baton Rouge.
And LSU did not recruit him.
Mm-hmm.
I remember talking to Christian's dad when he was a junior, and his dad was like, "I don't know why LSU won't offer him." That's a true story.
That's unbelievable.
And Christian's brother went to Wake Forest from Episcopal.
Yeah.
Shot put 54 feet.
Yep.
They didn't recruit him, and he went to the NFL and played 5 years.
That's right. With Seahawks,
and went to Wake Forest, was all conference 3 times. Right here from Baton Rouge, Louisiana, and they weren't projects, okay?
And guess where he's going? The Texans. I mean, the Texans like themselves some Louisiana boys. So
that's right.
Houston Texans drafted him. He was on our show recently. Max Mitchell, 4th round. He went to the Jets, and that was one of the teams that they thought would draft him.
Way to go, Max! Max came on our podcast. Only about a month ago, right?
Yeah, about a month ago. Yeah.
And he's going to start for the Jets.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And here's the deal. For Darian Mathis and Max Mitchell from Neville, both drafted.
How about that?
The same day.
Yeah. That's crazy. That's crazy, too. And then I can add another player to the list of players that my dad has coached and now is in the NFL. Percy Butler's now in the NFL. So
man, he was a great player for UL.
Yeah, he was.
And he Plaquemine, I'm going to tell you something. That I don't know what's in the water in Plaquemine, but they produce guys that when they go to college, like Adrian Delphine at
Delphine, yep. Mm-hmm.
I mean, the guys that are at Southeastern right now.
Right, Austin Mitchell went there.
These guys are tough.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Devon's in the league. So
Gottschall. Yeah, yep. I mean, it's just Plaquemine, and you go back to Mitchell at quarterback.
Yeah,
back
right.
In the day.
Brian Mitchell. Yep. Mm-hmm.
And then I didn't know this, but Harris is back at LSU.
Yeah, he's back for another year. I think Dad talked to his mom, Todd's mom, the other day.
I hope Todd finally can get healthy because they need a slot safety guy this year.
And here's a guy that graduated with my brother at Catholic High. He got drafted too. Zach Tom.
Yeah.
Zach Tom got drafted from Wake Forest.
Another guy that wasn't recruited by LSU, and his brother Cameron was pretty good.
Yeah, he was. He was, I think, a year older than me, so I was kind of in between both those guys.
The Tom brothers, man.
The Tom brothers, and he's going to be snapping to Aaron Rodgers in Green Bay. So he's with
not bad, man.
Not bad. And then one more guy, White Castle too, Jatari Carter. He got drafted by the Chicago Bears in the 7th round.
White
for
Castle.
Southern.
I'm going to tell you, Ronald Martin was good at LSU, and they've had a bunch. They got a good team coming back high school-wise. For a little bitty school, White Castle produces a lot of good football players, especially college. And they're batting 1,000. When they sign college, they usually finish.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, they usually finish all the way. And Ron Moore was a really good player, too. I remember at LSU. And playing quarterback back today too. But that's 16 guys with Louisiana connections, and there are a lot of guys that sign on
right,
on free agent deals.
Yeah.
Like Cole Kelly, he signed a free agent deal.
Oh man, Cole could be a great player, man. He's third team quarterback, make a team somewhere as a third guy.
Washington. And actually, that's not a bad situation that he's in because, Washington has Carson Wentz and the guy that the Taylor Heineke guy.
Yeah. And
they drafted somebody else.
Well, Heineke stays hurt and Wentz.
Yeah, I think Sam Howell.
Sam Howell from North Carolina. And they measured him at 6'1". I didn't know he was 6'1". I thought he was 6'5".
Were you surprised with Malik Willis? Everybody was saying he would be like the fifth guy overall, and he slipped to the third round.
I think he had a great career at Liberty,
and
he didn't do well at Auburn, obviously. But heck, Auburn's been downhill,
Yeah, when they're up, they're good. Like when they hit, they're good. But they've been up and down.
Yeah, but in Cam Newton, they won it all. But
and then Marshall was pretty good over there.
I think they were just scared with the Liberty thing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think they put Liberty with North Dakota State.
Yeah.
I think North Dakota State's a different level of good at that level. But, take my hat off to the coach at Liberty. Used to be at Ole Miss.
Hugh Freeze, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure Ole Miss fans have different opinions about him.
But you know what? That also the style of his play. These dual quarterbacks don't really last.
And he's not like 6'3" or anything. He's like 5'11".
Yeah. So hey, let's see if he makes it. They don't care if you're a free agent or a draft pick.
Yeah. Your boy, how about the Pittsburgh Steelers? Your boy Kenny Pickett got drafted by the Steelers. Yeah.
I think Pickett
right next door.
Yeah. Pickett's going to be. I think Pickett's going to keep the quarterback room strong. I don't know if he'll be a rookie starter. But, Pitt didn't. The Pittsburgh Steelers don't have a guy for next year. They just got like a vet to throw out there.
He's the one quarterback in this draft I'm excited about.
Yeah,
I think he's going to do really good.
Pitt won't waste a year with a young guy.
Mm-hmm.
And they're going to play some average vet that's been on the sideline for like 12 years.
Yeah, they might go with Trubisky to be like a bridge quarterback.
Yeah.
And
then Pickett's second year, bam.
Mm-hmm.
I think Pickett would not shock me if he starts Steelers for 12 years.
Yeah, he's good. He's really good. I can see it.
Wait a minute. You got Najee Harris to hand off to,
and
you got all those stud receivers, Claypool and all those guys coming back.
He's kind of like he has that, it's not like cockiness, but that quiet confidence like Joe Burrow has. Like he has that confidence.
He reminds me of Joe Burrow.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
He's very calm. Good description, Jace. He's not rattled, and he's a gamer, and he competes.
Yeah.
And I tell you, I'm so happy the Steelers found a quarterback. And I think he's the guy. I really thought he was the only one I thought was a all-pro kind of future quarterback.
Yeah, they've had some pretty good quarterbacks, Terry Bradshaw, and then when they struck gold, with him, and then Ben Roethlisberger played for over a decade.
Well, and then when Terry retired, Bradshaw, they had some no good. They didn't have any good.
Yeah,
Mark Malone,
Neil O'Donnell.
Bubby Brister was good, from Louisiana, but they didn't have that guy that was going to be
Tommy Maddox, Neil O'Donnell.
Yeah, they went through about 10 of them. And I think the Bears are doing that right now.
Yeah, I think the Bears have always been like that.
And I think Detroit, until Stafford.
Yeah, Stafford was good. Yeah, now
they're doing it again. And then Washington, like you said earlier, that you don't know what's going to happen. Joe Theismann was the rock, and then when
Joe Theismann, Mark Rippon had that one good year. Doug Williams was good.
But there's teams in the NFL. I think they got bad luck with quarterbacks.
Yeah, they just can't figure. Like the Cleveland Browns for so long, they just couldn't figure it out.
I hope the Saints are not one of them soon because
hopefully it's not a curse after Drew Brees.
It's hard to replace a legend. It's hard to get another one in.
Look at Dan Marino. It's been tough replacing Dan Marino for Miami.
Bob Greasy was good.
Mm-hmm.
But, Green Bay was one that hit it good. They went Bart Starr.
Yep.
Brett Favre,
and then Aaron Rodgers. But they've still only won one championship with both Favre and Rodgers.
But what's the chances of losing Favre to retirement and bam, you got Aaron Rodgers on the sideline?
Yeah.
And then they got Brett Favre as a free agent from Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then Carolina's had, speaking of quarterback problems.
Yeah. Jake Delhomme was pretty solid, but he wasn't,
But
I mean, he was okay.
There's not been a 10, 12-year guy.
Yeah, Cam Newton was, when he was healthy and he was like his first couple years in the league, he was really good, but and then he suffered the injury and wasn't the same after that.
Poor Matt Ryan, Atlanta Falcons, I mean, just can't win the big one, man.
Yeah, he's probably the most bad luck quarterback out there.
But Miami, speaking of Miami, Tua, this is his year. If he doesn't produce this year,
look at the team around him. If he doesn't,
they're going to move on. I mean, you don't get but 3 years in the NFL as a starter.
And when you have Jalen Waddle, Tyreek Hill, Gesicki, all those guys on offense, that O-line,
yeah, and that defense,
and you still can't.
And by the way, Duke Riley from LSU is on that Dolphins team.
Okay,
right now.
Yep.
And Ferguson, the long snapper.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But it's just, I don't know. I mean, it seems like some franchises are just doomed.
They're struck. Yeah, like the Detroit Lions, I feel for them, but I think Bobby Lane put a curse on them, and they never won since that curse.
I mean, Dallas is another one. You got all those great years of Roger Staubach, and then they had Danny White for 10 years. Yeah,
Danny White. In the early 90s, they were good.
Aikman. They had a great run with 3 guys, and then, bam, bunch of quarterbacks. And Dak Prescott, one of our own from Houghton, Louisiana, he's going to get only so many more years.
Yep.
I mean, so that's coming too. I mean, Jerry Jones is getting very impatient of not getting to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, it's been, since Barry Switzer, since they won the Super Bowl?
We said we'd go 20. We're at 30 minutes, so I'm going to go ahead and end the show, Jace.
Sounds good.
Before we go, I want to let everybody know, if you're a dad or a mom listening, we are looking for interns for the summer for our magazine and our podcast. If you are interested while you're in college and you have a kid in college, we would love to talk to you. Email me personally at lbrecheen@aol.com. If you don't know how to spell my name, go to our website, lafootballmagazine.com, and email us. I will check the messages. But we are looking for someone for marketing, social media, writing, and learning the magazine, TV show, writing. If you want to get your foot in the door in the media, we've got a couple of openings for this summer. And I mean, we're looking to fill it for May going into June, July, August. So
it's the busiest time of the year for us, and we're trying to get ready for another magazine. This will be 26 years coming up, and we need all the helping hands that we can get, and it's a really good experience.
Yeah, give us an email, shoot us back. We'll get in touch with you. And a lot of kids do it for college credit, especially if you're going into your senior year. You get a college credit.
Knock those college credit hours out the way.
We're like one class daily for you. That's how you can look at it, but you get a credit for it by interning with us. Also, like Jay said, go to our website, pre-order your 2022 magazine. It's 26 years. 115 coaches have been interviewed. We've got another 100 and so to go, and we're getting our cover ready for both North and South. If you have any information, you need any information, again, just email us, lafootballmagazine.com. And also, if you want to find our show, if you want to talk about our show to someone that you know, just tell them to go to Podbean on the app Podbean, or wherever you get your podcast, or YouTube. You can get us on YouTube or Facebook.
You just look up Sports Scouting Report, Lee Brecheen, just type that in, you'll find results.
And you'll see a little thing to click, and you can play it on your phone. Yep. We'll see everybody we'll see everybody Monday.
Yep.
Bye. Gros Savon Lodge, the true sportsman's paradise. Gros Savon Lodge has fresh and saltwater fishing, alligator hunting, waterfowl hunting, and eco tours located south of Lake Charles, Louisiana. Give them a call at 337-598-2357. That number to call again is 337-598-2357, and have the time of your life. Gage has served Louisiana for over 40 years. Let Gage create a custom tailored solution for your business and become your partner in technology. Give them a call today at 225-753-4243 and help your business get better connected with Gage.
Thanks for listening to the Sports Scouting Report podcast with Lee Brecheen.